Hey guys, it's Avenger. Welcome back to the channel. And today we're flying the COWS DA42. Why? Well, because it's one of the few diamond aircraft I actually like, and B, there's been a big update to this aircraft. We're going to take a look at those updates today, and some big updates on the cards for your flight simming enjoyment, largely coming from the Black Square aircraft, so stay tuned for that. But first off, we'll take a look at some of the big differences. Now, this aircraft, I will quickly show you a bunch of brand new liveries that have come out for it. There's also now a livery pack available for free on Orbex's FTX Central, and you'll be able to get those there. Now, the aircraft itself has had big changes, including a lot of 3D model changes on the exterior and interior, updating the model quality. We also have wing flex now as one of the major big differences, and a lot of other functional bits and bobs. So let's have a quick mess around here. That's the wrong button to press. Did I press that one? There we go. Okay. So I'll pop the old hatch open, and we'll circle back here. Now, still no tablet for functions. It's still through these two, the alternator switches down there, and the different ECU A, B things, test modes to get things to work. But you know what? Not the end of the world. I just would prefer a tablet. Honestly, I think it'd be a better option. Now, it's probably one of the more attractive diamond aircraft to fly, because obviously it is no huge window post, which in the sim is a major perk. It looks pretty similar to the original one, but it's more accurate, there's more detail in here, and more nuance to various parts. Let's have a quick look downstairs. The one bit I always like to look at, tyres, looking normal. Always like the gear detail in this one, very, very nicely put together. And good looking aircraft. It's always important when you see the little details here and there. Always shows a good sign of work. Now, back inside the cockpit, we'll go back in here, and we will close the aft door first. Cycle back to the front here. So we'll run through our checklist really quickly for the aircraft, get us started up and get us out of here. We don't need to faff around. So before start, all experiments checked off. They are in fact off. We can't click on those. Check the fuel guards are closed. They are closed. Power levers are idle. Let's make sure those are set where they need to be. Power levers idle. Okay, parking brake is set. That is good. It's down there. That is good. These are all going to basically be done as the default state of the aircraft. So engine start, or before start, sorry. Doors close and latch. Let's get that done. Closed and latched ACL strobes, which is going to go on there. Strobes engaged. Power levers checked idle. They are clear front and back of the prop area. Engine master on. It's going to be down here. Glow indication is off. That's okay. Battery is on. That is fine there. Electronics are coming online. Avionics are switched off currently, but these come online anyway. Whichever start key wants me to actually press for this. There we go. That's the one I wanted. No, those are not checklist. I don't want checklist. I want to go back. Can we go back? Is that okay? Yeah. Can we go back? Yeah. Exit. Thank you. Wonderful. Okay. Engine start key. So start left and start right. Left is good. Right is good. Very simple aircraft to actually start and operate here. Alternators on, and avionics are switched on. We're looking good here. Yep, that is caged. Make sure our transponder mode is set appropriately. I never know how to do it properly in the G1000s. It's always a pain for me. But it's down here. Code is going to be 7000 for us today. Yep, VFR. There we go. On. Back. There we go. Everything else is set up complete. We have our navigation route set for us today to Fussen. And we should be good. RPM, check 700 plus or minus 30. Right, let's get this down to 7. Oh, there we go. Looking for 710. A little bit high on that one. Sitting at 710. Holding nicely. And that's where the RPM needs to be for now. So taxi, we'll do Standard taxi maneuvers before takeoff. No more engine checks are required, just our power settings. Guards closed, they are set and closed. I think we're good to go. Fuel pumps need to be on. So we'll leave those fuel pumps on for takeoff and we should be good to go. Right, let's get our things taxied out. We've got some pretty strong winds here today. We're at Innsbruck here in Austria. And we'll be taxiing out before we take off on 26. Winds are 330 at 22. Not particularly delightful, but we'll work with it as we need to. And that will get us all the way across to Füssen and Neuschwanstein Castle, Schloss Neuschwanstein, which we should be able to see in nice glorious detail. Ludwig II's creation, the man who built loads of fairy tale castles and then, you know, was massively in debt. For reasons. That's the only thing I know about Ludwig II. I know more about Wilhelm II, but then again, he is more important in history. Okay, here we are, and looking clear. I always just run untowered without the radio when I'm operating in the sim, because unless I'm doing VAT sim, there's no point. There's no one here. Okay, gonna go with no flaps, because frankly you don't need them with the length of runway here. Little bit of cross control to keep us straight here on the runway with this headwind. It's kind of coming at us from about a 45 degree. It's not perfect, but it's not the end of the world either. Airspeed's good. We're skipping a little bit there. We'll just keep us straight with a little bit of rudder. Maintain runway heading. Positive rate, gears coming up. There we go. Nice and steady. So once we get up and stabilised, I'll take you through all the updates to this aircraft. We have got some big updates coming. We've got the Starship coming, by the way. The Beach Starship announced by Black Square, which is exciting. And that will feature the same tablet we have in the B60. I'm trying to think of the Duke. That's it, the Beach Duke. So the tablet in the Beach Duke is coming to a lot of their prior models. And that would be really cool to see. So like the TBM will get it, as will a couple of the other ones. And big news is that a lot of their earlier interior versions are getting exterior models to suit. So no more are they limited by the stock exterior models. We'll have fully opening doors, windows, we'll have baggage compartments and things. All the nice features we'd like that we see on their fully exclusive aircraft, we're going to see on their older releases. So we will get a Caravan that potentially could have could have steam gauges and no cargo pod. We might even see an amphibious Caravan. I don't know. That is supposition. I am completely making that up. That is absolutely not confirmed. But we'll see a Bonanza, and we'll see the 36s as well. So it's a very exciting time. Alright, climbing up over the terrain here. We've got good speed right now, so I'm just going to try and tease us up across this ridge line, which should be fine. If I can, then we can en route climb across the mountains and be just peachy. This thing can get up to 190 for cruise, so we can be nice and quick in this girl. Now this is called, of course, their red version, but as you can tell, very orange. Very orange. Unless it's sat out in the sun for a long time, it's not red. It's Deluxe Red, apparently, but that's the original livery name in the original release, was Deluxe Red, and it was red. I don't think they've updated the title when they made it orange instead. Right, we are clearing this ridgeline just fine. The next one, maybe not, but we'll see. We're holding about 80 there. A little more power here. RPM's good, below the red line. The governors are operating. There we go. Right, let's take a look at some of these. So I'll just quickly set my head to stationary mode. So what are our big changes? And this changelog will be in the description of the video. Loosening up the flight model, dampening values and reactivity at speed have been reduced. Added deep stall flutter. We'll test that in a second. Decreased nose wheel steering angle. Previously, turning radius can still be achieved with differential braking. Yeah, that's accurate. Improved feathering in flight model. Brakes, reduced max force. Added wheel drag. No more than 40 knot idle taxi. Brake fade simulation, so losing effectiveness and stickiness when sticky brakes when hot. Removed leftover sim update 15 gear parameters. Cool. Systems. Added automatic localizer backcore switching. Alternate static simulation on standby instruments. Corrected middle tank chamber position. Added emergency battery. Reduced chances of filter icing. Power plant changes. As I'm just checking the mountains ahead of us, we're going to be clear of this. Looking good. And we are not quite on course, so we'll turn here. Let's nudge that power back a smidgen. A smidgen for a widgeon. New engine compression simulation, individual piston compression blow-by-blow crankcase pressure and combustion simulation. Improved cooling system and heat soak and hysteresis. I don't know if I said that properly. Added airframe shake during startup. We saw that. ECU swaps under boost simulations and severe engine damage. New turbo simulation. New fuel pressure simulation. Slowed oil depriming. New fuel priming system in the background. Reduced max RPM to avoid speed warnings. Gorgeous mountains here in Austria. We'll go outside and read this. See more of the scenery while we talk. New fuel priming system in the background. We've got maxed RPM we mentioned. Tweaked engine damage model. Adding piston warm-up for initial 2-minute warm-up phase. Starter performance reacts to system voltage. Now other changes. Wing flex simulation frequency amplitude will differ depending on weight, fuel load and wings. Aircraft now spawns with empty aux tanks at 20 in the mains. Corrected style of EIS. Advisory colour warnings to EIS gauges. Added radio frequency identifier. Added checklists with correct typos. Nice. Added toggle for pilot visibility. Custom fuel totalizer, colour warnings, and custom engine page. So that will be, if I go down here, here's our engine page. Which is neato bonito. And we also have added turbo whistle with fixes, failures, new 190 failures, all states saved. 3 models, normal, high, chaos, and emergency reset in case of G1000 failure. New visuals, which is the wing flex, new inboard wing walk area. So this taped area here. New flap hinges, which will be under the wing down there. New landing gear door hinges, we saw those. New airplane jack points, we saw that. The gasicculator panels, we saw those. Fuel ventilation panels, drain valves, gearbox oil panels. New composite debris protection panel. Let's go back to the correct page here because I need to actually see what we're doing. We're nearly on course, but we're not quite. In fact, let's set Otto to help us out whilst we talk about things. Where's nav? There's nav. Catching the course. We're not catching the course yet. I don't think we are. We're tracking. Added visible turbo charger. We've got bug splatter model wide. That's neat. Visible push rods to TDI model. New engine modeling. New propeller modeling. New cone modeling. New fuel caps. Wing tips. Molded flap fairings. Aileron fairings. Canopy rubber seal. Glass canopy lines. Everything. Reworked textures. By the way, if you've done liveries or have liveries, they will no longer work. Exterior UV map, W maps are changed completely. Debris nicks, dents, model wide, gearbox oil smudges, composite debris protection, leading edge panels. Basically everything. Yeah, everything has changed. A lot. They have done a comprehensive rework on this thing. And this is the one thing I still will criticize here. You'll need a tablet. Like, really need a tablet, because I'd love to see some of these things, like with the Black Square Duke, we can see, or Duke if I'm going to speak in English. I do apologise, I work with Americans. Am I in the right mode for this? I'm in GPS mode? I don't know. How do I change you? There's a mode button and I've forgotten how to do it because I am stupid. I am very stupid and I'm not sure what I'm doing. 9? You're yelling at me telling me what an idiot I am, so I'm just going to turn off this. There's my heading dial. That's the Badger. We'll just do this manually because I'm an idiot and it's the one thing I can never work out how to do properly is changing this mode. You're all screaming at me and I'll find it afterwards, I guarantee it. Did I just do it properly? No, I didn't do it properly. Oh, I did there. There you go. Cool. You're going to track now? You're not going to track now. Of course you're not. Screw this. You're just going to mess with me while I'm trying to do things my way. Heading. There we go. Bingo. Fantastic. And I'll just dial us back a nudge so we're on the right course. Fantastic. So, huge amounts of change, but what I said you should have is a tablet. Because with the Duke you can see the engine performance and numbers, and I'd love to see a lot of these failure systems and features you've got in this aircraft. Because these guys have made a stunning airplane that's even prettier now. I mean, look at this. Bug splatter on the engine cowlings. This is even prettier. If we go outside here and look at the wings. There's dirt build up on the leading edge there. That's dynamic. There's going to be fuel staining around the fuel filler caps, which is hard to do when you're flying around. But this is a living, breathing aeroplane. I'd love the ability to operate some of the things like chocks and covers would be fantastic for this. Even the baggage doors. Little bits and pieces here that would make this a finished product. A tablet, just even being able to see your engine parameters, and even it doesn't need that 3D dynamic engine display that the Black Square one has, but it would be fantastic if it did. If you were to put this much effort into showing us what's under the hood of this aircraft, having it all being hidden behind the scenes is fine, but it'd be lovely to see it. And even if we couldn't see it, letting us see more options in there, letting us play with more options would be very cool. If you have this much stuff simulated and modelled, seeing it would be amazing. It would be so nice to see. It would just really, I think, add the final touch to a model that's really absolutely basically there. Ow, that's loud. No. Right. Let's fix our course rather than wheeling back and forth. I was going to tell you about some other bits and bobs today. That is, of course, also down here. Black Square updates. Here we go. So we know, of course, we're getting the Starship designed by Burt Rutan's company, which will be fantastic to see. Now, following, of course, the turbine and piston Duke, now he's, of course, going to put his work back to the Starship, but we're also seeing some big changes coming as well for them, which are going to include some of their newer aircraft as well, which is going to be very exciting, and we'll see the old ones too. That, to me, is going to be a very, very exciting moment, because we're going to have loads of cool bits and bobs to do with there, and I'm pretty sure the article I was reading has vanished. Of course it would vanish right when I'm trying to record the video and the information on it, but we are seeing the tablet come to the TBM for certain. We're seeing it come to Starship, and we're going to be seeing it come to a couple of the other aircraft as well. Now, whether we'll see that in things like the Caravan, I don't know. That hasn't been confirmed, but the Caravan, the Baron, the Bonanza, at least, are getting reworks eventually down the line to include those custom external models. What that will allow is going to be dependent. What we'll see, though, is really cool work created by this developer who's only gone from strength to strength. Black Square have made some fantastic work, and now, yes, I know I'm talking about this during the video of the COWS 42, but big news is big news. Of course, FS Expo is coming up. I so wish I could be there. Unfortunately, it's in Las Vegas. I'm in England, and I will be in Ireland in August. So Vegas is unfortunately not on the cards for me. So wish I could have gone. I got invited to a panel and to something with Microsoft, and I couldn't go. Such is life. I'm an adult, and adults have expenditures, and unfortunately, mine came first. But I hope to go at some point. It'd be very exciting. Cool for the Starship, by the way, is the AMS 850 avionics suite. Very keen to see that. And I really want to see how that actually functions. It will be functional. That pre-GPS navigation system will work. And options of more modern capabilities too. So fear not, you will have options. And we're approaching our target now. So auto can go away. Your damper should be disengaged now, I think. Okay, we're good. So throttling back here. Turn our head on. I will say this is smoother and prettier than it's ever been as an aircraft. Genuinely lovely experience to fly. The flight model is wonderful. In fact, let's try that deep stall flutter. Oh, I need to make sure I'm not... Yes, the props go into that weird beta thing that Diamond aircraft do. Once you go low throttle. Just helping us slow down even more. Best place to test stalling is altitude in the Alps. This can't go wrong. Here we go. Oh, why are we losing? Okay, we're going very fast. No, slow down. Nose up. Nose up. Let's lose this speed. Try if we can see if I can get any wing warp to happen there with different stresses. Can hold in the nose here now. That's it, girl. Come on. Down to Stall Town. She's mushing very hard. Come on, stall for me harder. That's it. No bite at all. Little bit of asymmetry here. Nope. Get the nose down. Very, very mushy stall. There's the lake ahead of us, so we don't want to be too high up. This valley ahead of us should be where we need to be, though. Okay, we'll keep that just above the gear indicator. Neuschwanstein should be ahead of us, actually at the end of this valley. Above the village of Honschwangau. Probably mispronounced that one. I do apologise. You Germans and Austrians are going to, of course, crucify me as usual in the comments. I do my best. So what we have... I'm going to try to say as many things as possible just so I get most of them wrong. It's in the Swabia region of Bavaria, or Bayern, in the municipality of Schwangau, or Schwangau, above the village of Hohenschwangau. Location of the Hohenschwangau Castle also. Closest larger town is Füssen. The castle stands with the narrow gorge of the Polat stream. East of the I'm going to stop now. I'm going to stop now. I'm offending way too many people with this. I know my pronunciations are generally getting better, but I know a lot of them are still not exactly fantastic. So I will apologise ahead of time. Sorry, I'm going to have to put these props into their quasi-beta here so I can get the nose down here and descend through these mountains, because there's a lot of mountain and not a lot of time. Our airport's dead ahead, about 5 miles away, probably, and the castle should be right down here. This, I'm thinking, actually is where that gorge is described. As I mentioned, of course, it was Ludwig II, sorry, of Bavaria, that actually made this place. He made a lot of these fairy tale castles. In fact, this was his general fairy tale style that he did. His father, Maximilian II, bought his ruins and replaced them with a neo-Gothic palace known as the Hohenschwangau Castle. That was 1837. And then Ludwig II decided he wanted to do better than Daddy and made that. Are we diving at a ridiculous speed? Yes, we are. It's fine. Because I want to see the castle. Look, it's a castle. The fairy tale style castle. That's its official title of its actual style. It's fairy tale. Yes. I don't care about my speed right now. It's technically fine at 172. There we go. My gear is checked. It's still there. Quiet. And we're getting the gear to respond, or the wings to respond with any of this. I'm trying to put some extra pressure on these wings to get them to react for us. We'll do a quick little low pass of the castle. Say hi. Ludwig is long dead and buried, but the castle's still pretty. I should not be Red Bull Air Racing in a twin. Pablo would be so proud of me. Right, enough of this arsing around. Let's be appropriate, shall we? We'll get into the traffic for Fusen and we'll get ourselves on the ground. Fusen's grass, so we'll need to be a little bit lighter on this one. But that shouldn't be a major problem. There are power lines to this end, but we do have quite a lot of wind. Unfortunately, the wind's in this direction, so we're basically looking at a direct crosswind. So we're going to be going for the lower approach end without the power lines, so it's not quite as choppy a run. Look at the water down there. That's how much wind we're dealing with right now. We've got white caps down there on the lake. Neuschwanstein Spielhaus. The Fastspielhaus, sorry. Here we are. Okay. Right, we'll roll into the downwind and we'll be good for this in no problems whatsoever. I will say, this absolutely responds like a champ. This thing is almost a racing twin in how it behaves. It's actually not, I know. But it feels like it, and it's fun. And it feels racy and fast. The visibility is phenomenal. Why wouldn't you want to? Okay, power back here. This thing's going to have to bleed some speed, so I'm going to set it in its beta range here to eat up some of that speed. We're in flap speed now. Throw the gear down. Oh, there's the wings moving. Yeah. As the flaps came down and we started to get extra lift, you saw the wings start to move there. Nice. I actually have to extend this slightly to the right, because I'm tight to the runway here. It'll make turning base and then final a little more difficult. Second notch flaps, and we'll turn in here. We'll get out of that beta prop. Because when you pull back to a certain point on these diamond engines, they actually bring the prop blades back. This is very tight, actually. Very, very tight. So I'm leaving the beta area there. This is extraordinarily tight. What am I doing? No. No. Bad, Avangel. Bad. Bad me. The gear can stay down, the flaps sustain one notch, because this is stupid. We're going to go round and do this again, properly, not like an idiot. Because that's way too tight. I'm too busy talking. I'm not concentrating on flying the airplane. When we should be focusing on that. I'm doing a good job, not a half-assed job. I'm very good at half-assed. Okay. More power here. I think we're having to compensate on our downwind because of the wind. Because that wind is basically shoving us towards the field. Look how easily we can turn north and just hold that position here. With that wind ahead of us and how much lift we're gaining suddenly. Yeah, 22 knots is a big impact on a plane like this, so we'll take it out to the copse of trees there. And that should be wide enough for us to turn, because as soon as we turn base, we're getting extra 20 miles an hour, or 20 nautical miles an hour I should say, which is making our job much more tricky. And it's putting us on top of the runway before we want to be. Sometimes pays to go downwind of crosswind landing for the traffic if it's available. Okay, powering back. And we shall turn here. Now watch that woodland there, just to see where we end up basically positioned after this turn. There's the field. And that road just ahead of it. Already almost diagonally zigzagging across this now. Look. Look at our tracks towards the airfield. So we need some more rudder in here to keep us straight. There we go. Yeah, we're crabbing in the pattern. Welcome to high winds. More power. Or less power and more pitch. Okay. Second notch there. Gonna turn here. Keep it on the runway. Yeah, a little bit slow. More power. Little slow. Look how quickly this is disappearing in terms of time here. Almost gonna have to come right round, but I don't want over. Oh god, yeah, this does not like this at all. We suddenly lost so much lift there because of the direction change of the wind. There we go. Okay, there we go. Good go. Come on, down we come. There we go. Good go. That's it. Look at that windsock. Oh god, what am I doing? Nearly landed sideways on a gear. That would have been bad. Oof, there we go. That would have been very bad. Let's get those up. Bring ourselves around here and back towards parking. The aircraft flies far better than ever before. Really, really well. Really dynamically. Feels very much alive and vivid. The sounds, the movements, everything feels more dynamic. In fact, it genuinely feels like a pleasure to fly. I don't like diamond aircraft. I can't stand them, really. I've thought them always very pretty but not practical. I like practical airplanes. I like 206s, 207s. I like caravans. I like Beech 18s. I like DC-3s. I like things you can stick stuff in and go somewhere that you need to go. To me, a diamond is just a sports car. I hate them. I like this one because it's so well made. I like this one because the developers did a fantastic job, and it's an exciting plane to fly because it feels so vivid and alive. Probably one of my favourite purchases that I never expected to like, because I never wanted to like this, but I do. I never liked diamonds. I still don't, but I like this one. They truly believe they've done a great job. There we go. We're parked and we're stopped, and it's been a lovely little trip here across the portion of the Alps to go check out this monster. And let's take a look at those fuel caps, just to show you what I mean about the detail here. Now we're actually stopped and I can do this. Look at that. Jet A spillage. Dirt build up on various areas there. Leading into the wing. More crap than there was there at the start of the flight. Chipping and splatter from stuff. It's little details, but they're all so very real. No surface is perfectly clean. It looks a little bit messy, a little bit dirty. It looks lived in and it looks flown. And I'm totally for that. Look at it. It's seen stuff. More stuff than it probably wanted to with me flying, but it's seen stuff. This is a sports car I could get behind. Update, so worth it. If you're on the fence, go get it. I love this thing. And all these Black Square news items that I've just told you about as well are going to be fantastic. I'm excited. This is really cool. And I will see you all soon. Tschüss.